because I feel like if I handle you with love and care, compassion, honesty, loyalty, I expect the same. You know what you will and won't allow in a personal relationship with a man. So why should it be any different with a relationship with a friend?
You're gonna need a drink for
All right.
this.
Welcome back to another episode of You're Gonna Need a Drink for This. It is a Sexy After Kids Momcast. I am your host, Apple Daniels, and I am back with my girls. We have Adrienne Necole and Lynette on with us today. Y'all say hi to the good people.
Hello, good people.
Hello,
See my
good
cup. Actually,
people.
it's you, not me.
Look,
Period.
let me see. What is that? What you got in your glass?
Well, I don't know what. Oh, some brown stuff
Okay.
mixed with
Right.
sparkling
Okay.
strawberry.
Okay. That's
But
what
the
we're
cup
doing.
says, actually, it's you, not me.
No,
Period.
it's you, not me. Always. It's never me. You know, I'm a Virgo. It's never me. It's always you.
Right. Everybody else.
You know how we do. Yeah, in my class today is just I got some red. I ain't gonna say what kind of red till we get some sponsorships. I got some red. That's all you need to know.
Right. Right.
Where your glass at, Lynette? Where you at?
Oh, I'm doing my water. I'm doing my very lovely
Okay.
water
The
out of
water.
my lovely
Okay. Listen,
tumbler.
you're gonna whatever it is. Drink water. Don't be thirsty. Right. Drink your water. Mind your
Right.
business. Don't be thirsty.
Right.
You know, it works, whatever it is. All right, y'all. So today's I'm actually excited about this one. It's kind of we're tapping into some things that we talked about on a previous episode, but it really got me to thinking about friendship. So as you guys know, these are my girls. We've been friends for a minute. We get into the shenanigans together. Like I said last time, anytime I'm ready to do something, this is who I call. And so I wanted to talk today about, and especially at our age now, surviving friendships and girl code. So I can't speak for y'all, but I feel like, especially since the pandemic, my friendships have changed. What I need from them, what I'm accepting from them, um, my willingness to detach and let people go, right? Like I don't really fight for things anymore. I'm in a space now where I feel like if you get to tripping, I'm gonna extend you an olive branch, right? And I'm gonna try to, hey sis, we good? What's good? And whatever you do from there, that's on you, homegirl. Like I'm just not going to continue to overextend and throw myself out for people. So I want to talk about it from that level, but then I also want to talk about from a dating perspective, right? This girl code thing that we all live by. What are the boundaries in girl code? And especially now that we're all in business and we're networking and we meet so many people on a daily basis, where's the line, right? Because there's people that I'm automatically going to be like, nah, that's girl code. I can't even do that. And then there's other people, it's like, I don't know, right? The loyalty in me says, yes, girl code. The reality goes, you don't know my kids. You don't know my mama. You don't know my personal business. I only see
Right.
you when you go to the club. I know you on Facebook. We hey girl, hey girl. Nah.
Yeah.
And also, would you give me that same respect, right? So where is the line? And I did a TikTok on this a while ago, just about girl code and differences and those kind of things. So I want to talk to y'all about that and kind of get your perspective. So let's start with surviving friendships and kind of talk about where we are in our journey right now. And I think I started with Lynette first last time. I'm gonna start with you, Adrienne. So talk to me about how you view friendships now and how you're surviving the dynamics of those relationships.
Um, when it comes to friendships now, I feel like I'm at an age or a space in my life to where I control, and I know that I have the power, right, to control how I will be handled. by my friends, because I feel like if I handle you with love and care, compassion, honesty, loyalty, I expect the same, right? So when it comes to my friendships, um, I've had to cut some off that even just in this year alone, um, hurt me to the core, right? Because I will not be misused and mistreated by anyone, right? You know what you will and won't allow in a personal relationship with a man. So why should it be any different with a relationship with a friend? So for me, I am at that point in my life. I know what I will and won't accept from even a friendship.
What about you, Lynette? Where you at?
So for me, once upon a time, I looked, and let me preface it by saying this: I take friendships very seriously, and the word friendship for me has subcategories. You have certain friends that you do this with, certain friends that you do that with, and it's not so much of a favoritism thing or this one's better than the other. There are just certain ones that there's the friend you go to the club with and the friend that is an introvert and you just kind of take them, when you go to the grocery store. You know what I mean? Whatever. Last few years though, I was always that one who held on past expiration dates. Okay. And that went for relationships, that went for friendships, whatever the case be. First of all, I'm a Leo, so loyalty is huge in my book, super huge in my book, and it's like I'll feel the need to be loyal unnecessarily, and that has caused a thing. So within the last few years, I have discovered that there are people that I have kind of, and I don't want to use the term let go because it's not so much of a let go. It's not that they were bad people per se, but our commonalities were starting to dwindle. You have friends that you've had for 30 some odd years or longer, or however the case may be. And, obviously you're going to have differences when it comes to certain things because no one sees everything the same way. But eventually what I noticed is me and some of my friends started growing apart. Our commonalities were starting to dwindle, and that became more disagreements. And it was no longer an agree to disagree. It was like your morals are no longer in alignment with where I am. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect or whatever, but again, in my today world, if your morals and values don't align with where I am, I can't really deal with you. Again, like you said, Apple, we're all business women. We're all trying to get somewhere. Yeah, we're not in the Forbes magazine, but we're trying to get somewhere. Do you know what I mean? If you have somebody who is literally like, woe is me, they're pessimistic, or they just, well, I can't and I don't want to, I'm on Section 8, I can't afford this, and I don't have the money for this, and I don't have the money for that. Then you tell them, well, get a job. Well, no, I can't, because it's like if everything is an excuse and a woe is me, I can't really ship that. You know what I'm saying? I cannot surround myself with
Can't
that.
relate.
So yeah. So and again, it's not the fact that I think I'm better. I just can't deal with those conversations anymore.
My mom used to always tell me with people that you have to love them from a distance. So when I think about stuff like that, so new friends, that don't really count. Like if you're somebody that I've met in the last maybe 3 to 5 years and we just ain't on the same page, and I'm gonna let you do you and you're gonna do me.
Yeah.
Did I
I
say
got
that?
you. No, but I got
We
you.
know what you
I
meant.
got
We
you.
know what you meant.
I already started drinking. You're gonna need a drink for this. Okay.
Right.
But if you are somebody that I've known like since I was a child, or like you're somebody I grew up with, I think I handle that a little bit different. And instead of a cutting off, it's a I love you from a distance. I start creating space, right? Because I love you enough that I'm probably never going to get rid of that relationship unless you do something that is just completely out of, the way. However, you can't function in my daily life, right? With me and my kids and the things that like having you up close is more of a liability, but I love you enough to just be like, I'm going to see you at the next high school reunion, family event, or whatever it is, and I'm going to put you over there. Right.
Yeah. See, once I dismiss somebody, even if it's a decent term, I let you go completely. I don't
Yeah.
play
Oh, you
those
call
see
her.
around yeah, I
I
You
mean,
don't I
I'm
so
don't play
funny.
those. I don't really play those games because like I
Okay.
said, at the end of like there was a friendship that it kind of hit me a little bit because we were best friends since we were 14. And let me be clear for the
Mm-hmm.
camera, she's a good person.
Mm-hmm.
She's a
mhm,
very caring, very lovely, very generous person, whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, we have nothing in common. And her
Mm-hmm.
morals differ from mine enough to where I was like, I can't take that ride. It just does not
Mm-hmm.
align with
Mm-hmm.
how I think. Does everybody need to think like me? No, but I have to do what's best for me.
right.
Yeah.
And if that's what I feel is best for me, it doesn't really matter what you feel. As far as, well, everybody doesn't think like Lynette, and that's fine. But Lynette thinks like Lynette. So Lynette's gonna move accordingly.
Okay.
Mhm,
And
mhm,
I
mhm.
don't feel the need to see you at the next whoopty bam. I don't feel the need to talk to you through nobody else. I don't feel the need. And it's not because I have hate or animosity. Just because I don't fuck with you does not mean that I have issues or animosity toward you. We just
Mm-hmm.
are no longer in a space as adults where we vibe, and friends
Correct.
grow apart. And there's literally nothing wrong with that. And people need to normalize that. You don't have to
Mm-hmm.
have beef with somebody to just simply grow apart. It's literally like that simple, you know?
Hold on.
So
So
that's where
let's
I
let's
am.
tap on let's tap on that beef thing though. So Adrian, what are your thoughts about when friendships end and then people create this fake beef? And I'm gonna call it fake, right? Because we're gonna
Narrative.
assume that the reason for the breakup is not like you didn't do something to me, like we just like Lynette said, we grew apart. And so this relationship has now run its course. Summertime is over, right? Wintertime is over, whatever it is. And we don't speak anymore. But now you got beef with me. And I'm just like, we just grew apart. What are your thoughts about that?
Mhm. So normally, whenever someone has uh, or put themselves in that kind of situation, because it's not really me in that situation, it's them at that point.
Mm-hmm.
um, I always say it's a them problem. It's not a me problem. Simply
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't create the beef. I know it didn't end with beef. Most times, I just fade away, right? Um, whenever we kind of grown apart, or the it's run its course, or sometimes it's we don't have to talk every day just to be friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
for me, if you've created some beef, then that means that friendship ended with some kind of mess in the mix, right? um I'll just talk about a relationship that recently ended. In my mind, I kind of know it's some beef probably going on the other side, but on my side, I'm just like, I'm chill, because I made sure that when that relationship ended, that I reminded them that, hey, one day you'll look back at this communication and you'll realize, oh, I'm the reason. I'm the reason why this
Mm-hmm.
happened. So there's no
Mm-hmm.
beef, no ill will, no miscommunication of we are no longer talking. So if there is beef, which we'll probably eventually run into each other soon, because we do share some of the same people still,
Mm-hmm.
the beef won't be on my side. So I've never really just encountered having that beef, right? This will probably be at my seasoned age of 40 plus where
Mm-hmm.
I encounter it, only because I'm very protective of my heart and who I allow in to even be a friend.
Right.
So
So so here's my thing, because you touched on something. Hidden animosity. So when relationships end, you said that if there's beef, there's usually something that was in the middle. And what I find in those situations is that the person the entire time during your friendship was harboring some kind of whatever,
Yep.
whether it was you actually did something that offended them, right? Because none of us are perfect. Well, I'm a Virgo, so I am.
Girl.
well, I'm Scorpio.
I'm a
We're
Virgo, so I'm
perfect and
perfect.
loyal.
Sorry. Nah, but like, it's usually something like you did something, it was offensive, or they didn't like it, and then they didn't have the conversation with you. So, like, you have no clue that this
Bingo.
person's been holding on to whatever it is, or They've always had that. So I had
Mm-hmm.
both happen recently, right? Had a long-term friendship end. And I'm gonna say, I don't even know if it really ended. We just kind of stopped talking. And then I got to a place where I was like, I don't need to be Facebook friends with you anymore. I don't like, I need to just disconnect completely because me hiding you for 30 days at a time, this is stupid. Like, we're
Yeah.
clearly not speaking on this. If we ever get to a point where we do have a conversation, cool. Um, some stuff happened, and I honestly don't know. This is all my assumptions. Some stuff took place, and she and I stopped speaking, right? And a couple times I reached out to her, like, "Hey, girl, like, let's get together," with the full
Mhm.
intention of having a conversation. She kind of brushed me off, so I let it go. Um,
Hmm.
Now we're like a year and a half later. We still haven't talked. We ain't seen each other. You ain't checked on me. You ain't said happy birthday. Like the normal stuff that we normally do. Your absence is noticed. It's
Right.
not even just noticed, but it's also noted. So no problem, right? So now we've done two birthdays, and after this, and I'm big on my birthday. You missed my birthday. Like, listen, it's the same day every year. Like, I don't.
I'm the same way.
I've
I'm
had
the
Like
same
it's the
full
way.
same
on
day every
break.
year.
Listen, I've had full on breakups. I've had full on friendships in because it is the same day every single year, and I show up
Mm-hmm.
for my people. So my thing was like, by the second one, and now I'm hiding you for 30 days at a time, and I've been doing that for a year. It's like, wait a minute, I
Yeah.
could just remove you, and then we don't have
Right.
this problem at all, But we never had the conversation. And my thought process was, this person, there was something I did. I kind of have a feeling, but we never got to talk about it, so I never got to explain my perspective. There
Mm-hmm.
was something that I'm assuming offended her, and as a result, that relationship kind of severed itself. I tried to have a conversation. She didn't want
Mhm.
that. And
Mhm.
that's fine. You
That's usually
grown,
how
you
that
well within.
works.
Listen, that's fine. You grown, you well within your right. But guess what we're not going to do? We're not going to sit here and pretend like we're
The
good.
elephant in the room. Right.
The
Yeah.
elephant in the room. Here's the other
Mm-hmm.
thing. She has mutual friends, and she may even be connected to some of my family still because we're really close friends. My brother recently passed. Nothing,
Mhm.
right?
Oh.
Nothing, nothing, like not a, and I'm not even saying to rekindle a friendship, like nothing. Like, we've been friends for years, kids, the whole nine,
Right.
nothing. Here's the thing, to me, that lets me know where I stand with you. And so I'm justified in whatever the action or inaction is at this point, right? Another situation where you had someone who I figured out, oh, you've been harboring things since the beginning of, like, to the point where it was like, sis, you've never liked me. Like that, like what, like,
Oh.
Yeah.
like, like the
Like you holding
fallout,
on
like
that
what the
long?
fallout was about was so, I'm gonna say minor because it kind of resolved itself. But she was so angry after and so unwilling to fix it. And our other friends got involved, and everyone got involved. Like, no, we need to fix this. And it was a how they do on the reality shows. It was a real go to dinner full circle moment. All the friends lay out your
That's our
grievances.
intervention.
It was a whole intervention, right? And sis was so mad that it just was like, oh, you've always felt this way. Like, this don't have nothing to do with that. This
Yeah.
is harboring. And so now, mutual friends or not, you can't speak to me. You can't come around. Like, I know how to behave when we're in.
And that's scary.
It's scary, especially on the heels when you think about the girl that went to Mexico with her friends.
Mhm.
When you think about
Man.
they just saw, well, not saw, they just settled the whole Kanika Jenkins thing from.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about that kind of stuff, that's that scary stuff. I don't play those games. And so if I
At
find
all.
that you as a friend are harboring things, or it becomes clear or evident to me that you have not ever liked me, and I can tell based on your interaction, you got to stay away from me now and forever.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And ain't no coming back from
Nope.
that. So, like, Have y'all ran into those circumstances? To your point, your earlier point, Adrienne,
Heck yeah.
what are like, let's talk through that. And then what do you do as a result, right? Because I want to help people kind of process this. I think that we as women, we tend to be so loyal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we get these friendships and we're like, that's my friend. I know she ain't, you know, crap, and I know she is a certain way, but that's my friend, that's my girl. We've been through so much, blah, blah, blah. Like, let's talk to the viewers and let's help them process the breaking up of a friendship, which sometimes can be just as bad as the breakup of a relationship or the breakup of, you know, a family ship or something that's long term. Either one of y'all can go.
Yeah. I went through that. So what you just described, like I went through that. There was a girl, went to high school together, went to college together, had kids together. Like we were like white on rice, you know, we were close with each other's families. Our kids were like, it was a whole thing. Like this was like my very best friend. Crazy part is like I got her jobs where I work. Like it was, we just had a dynamic. And what happened, I never saw it coming. To this day, I still don't really fully have 100% answers, and I really personally don't care. It was so bad to the point where she interjected herself into my marriage, regardless for us of the fact that my marriage again
That's
ended.
girl code there.
It was a
Yeah, we're
whole.
gonna go back to that.
Yeah, we're gonna table that one. And but it was just so much stuff that was transpiring at work because we used to work together, and then you know with my husband, it was a whole. It was crazy. It was a shit show. So I at one point I just was like I tried at first to figure out answers and all this stuff, and then the shit just got worse. I said okay. So following that, I just, like I said, I just stopped associating completely. Some years later, she tried to mend our friendship, and I couldn't bring myself to doing it because, again, it goes back to what we've discussed before about trust. There's like you just said, Apple, like we talked about before. It's like if you have somebody who is a certain way and that's your friend, and you brush it off like, oh, that's just so and so, that's just how they are, or you know, it's whatever. But there's a certain level. There's some next level shit that you just are like, that I can't deal with. That we not doing, you know, and that's where it got to. It was to the point to where, and it takes a lot to get me there to like to the point where it was on sight if I saw her. And I tried it and she ran like Batman. So whatever. So at that point, I was like, you know what? Oh, I was. Oh, what? Are you serious? I was. You know, and it wasn't until until a couple of years ago that I was just like, you know what? I'm in a better place in my life now. I don't have to deal with this. It was all kinds of narratives going around for us to why and da 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 da. And again, none of the math was math, and it didn't even matter to me at a certain point. At first, I tried to make it make sense, and after a while, sometimes, and this goes to your point, Apple, when it comes to like grieving friendships or whatever the case would be, everything, there's not an answer to everything. I used to be that one to wonder why. If I'm a good person to you, you should be a good person to me, et cetera, et cetera. If I do something, say it to me. Again, there's a way of conveying your message without being an asshole, you know. But at the same time, I've discovered the hard way over so many years with quite a few people that there's not an answer to everything. And everything does not deserve closure. Sometimes your closure is you got me fucked up.
Hold on.
That's the closure.
Hold on. Because that is the other thing. I think we as women, we always want closure. Like we got to have it. I got to know, like you said, I got to know why. Like, why did you do this? Why did it happen? I need closure from you so I can move on. And sometimes you just have to say, that's not my business. It's not my business. It's not my business. It's not my concern. It's not my nothing. You did what you did. I saw what I saw. That's it, right? That's it. And I'm going to move forward from here. And I think that's a very important lesson for all of us to learn is the ability to walk away, the ability to accept people for who they are and what the situation is. And sometimes it just is what it is. And there's nothing you can do about it. Some people are just crappy people. Some people just wake up and decide, I don't want to be her friend no more. And as adults, you have that right. But here's the thing. This ain't a revolving door. So when you make that decision, that's
stand on it.
What they say, you gotta stand on business. You make that decision, That's it. Like it ain't no coming back from it. And even if it is a situation where you have to interact because you have other mutual friends or you have family or whatever it is, it's never going to be the same. The most I'm gonna give you is a oh hey and keep it pushing because I'm not rude and I'm not weird and I'm not gonna act
I'm
a
rude
fool.
and I'm weird. I'm not saying shit.
I mean, I can be cordial to you, right? I can
Right,
see you and not see
100%.
you.
Me
I can
being cordial
say how
means
you
not saying
doing,
nothing.
and I
Okay,
can not see you and
that's
not
that
say
Leo.
anything to you. I can do
Yeah.
both, right? I kind of want to tap back on your original question though, Apple, because one of the biggest things I do know that from a girl code, just girl friendships in general, we don't
Hmm.
we don't communicate. We take everything to
No, we
heart.
don't.
We want, and we gripe about it in our relationships, right? But people tend to forget that a friendship is a type of relationship. It's just not
Mhm.
a sexual relationship.
Mhm.
Not
Right.
an
Mhm.
intimate relationship with your partner. You're
Mhm.
still in a type of relationship. It's a friendship.
Right.
Hence, communication is still key, right? You
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
know, do
Mm-hmm.
that enough. Or it's all about sometimes the delivery because we're all human. We're all going to make mistakes. We're all going to do
Mhm.
something that the other one doesn't like, right? Or
Mhm.
somebody wants to be the therapist of the group, right? So you always have that. Although you got to know when it's time to shut your mouth and just let them come to you and talk
That
and
part.
not give your
Yeah.
response. They just need
Yeah.
somebody to listen and vent to. But we fail to communicate in our relationships. And then when we
Mhm.
do communicate, the person who is the receiver, right, taking that information that your friend is trying to tell you, that they're talking to you from their heart. And what are you going to do with that information? Are you going to change your behavior? Because you could be doing something that they find offensive or something
Mhm.
that hurts their feelings, right? And you're not taking into account of their feelings, then do I
Right.
keep you as a friend? Is that time where now I got to walk away because you were doing something to offend me? I told you what it was. You brushed me off as if my feelings or what I was saying didn't matter. So guess what? Now I got to go.
You know
But
what,
see, that's
Adrienne? What you
that's that's a clear thing though. Like that
yeah.
right there. If I communicate to you, hey sis, same way I am in a relationship. If I communicate to you, hey sis, you did this, right? Now we can agree to disagree on it, but the
Mhm.
fact of the matter is, and we can agree to disagree on the intention, right? Girl, I didn't mean to do. Okay, cool. Maybe you didn't mean to, but that still hurt me. Maybe
Yeah.
you didn't mean to, but that still offended me. It rubbed me the wrong way. It made me think blah, blah, blah. And so I'm not going to agree with it ever, but just your acknowledgement alone can save the friendship. Your acknowledgement of
Correct.
my feelings, the acknowledgement of I did something to my friend that hurt her. So I'm woman enough to say, hey, sis, even though I don't think it was what it was, hey, sis, even though this wasn't
I
my intention,
apologize.
I still apologize. I apologize not for that because I don't agree, but I apologize because it hurts you.
Right.
And I
Mm-hmm.
will be more aware, right, going forward to not go down that path with you again. And I think that would save a lot of friendships if we even just did that. You don't have to agree, right? I'm not apologizing because I agreed. I'm apologizing because I hurt you
Hurt
and I
you.
care
Yep.
about you. And so
But you
your
know the
feelings
problem.
matter to me.
But you know what, Apple, and even with that, so in this instance, there's two types of friendships. There's the friendship where you have the person who always wants you to be their yes man. They always want you to agree with them. Then you have the types of friendships to where you guys can say whatever to each other and nobody gets offended, right?
Hmm.
So here's the thing: I have two very good friends, right? Very close friends. We don't hold anything back from each other. We don't say you're judging me. We don't say, but you're supposed to agree with me. We don't get attitudes with each other. We're those friends to where it's like, okay, tell me if I'm tripping and tell me
Mhm.
exactly how it is. And we do that back and forth to each other. And we're good that way because again, there's no, coddling. We're
Mhm.
adults at this point. Like don't coddle.
Mhm.
Again, there's a way to convey your message. You know, even if you're like, nah, you tripping, what's the deal? Blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? But then you have overly, let me not say this. Anyway, then you have people to where no matter what the hell you say, Adrienne, right? No matter what the hell you say, you know, you're judgy. You know, well, everybody doesn't think like you, Adrienne. Well, how come? Like you can't say anything. You can't do anything without that person getting in their feelings or feeling some type of way. Or, well, why did you have to say that? Or they have a conversation with you about something and you're loyalty is to them, so you're kind of supposed to be in their corner, but it's a touchy situation, but you're really not in their corner. I'm not going to candy coat it, and I shouldn't have to candy coat it as your friend. You know, do I expect everybody to think like me? No, but me disagreeing with you, I don't know. Sometimes I will give you that. Oh, you okay with that? All right, well, that's you. You know, whatever. But again,
don't ask me what I think if you don't want to know.
And that's the truth, right? And I'm going to tell you exactly how I feel about it, the way that I feel about it. You know what I mean? Like if you feel that you get certain vibes from me when you bring up certain conversation, then maybe you shouldn't. Huh? It's literally that simple.
I was going to go there, right? So then that becomes a situation where there are certain friends where I know I can talk to them about certain things. Right. There's, you know what I'm saying? And there's certain friends that I'm not even going to have those conversations with because I know we don't agree. And that's going to lead us down a path that I don't want to even go down. It doesn't mean that our friendship is any less than the person that I can.
Right.
It just means that I have different placements for my friendships. There's friends that I go to when I'm going through guy drama or whatever. I can tell you everything because I know you're not going to judge me. And if I need to have a pity party or if I done did something stupid, something I know I'm not supposed to be doing, I can talk to you about that. There's another friend, and even within like the friend group that I have here, right? There's friends that I'm going to say, hey girl, blah, blah, blah. And it's not that it's a secret from the other friend. I just may not come all the way out.
Not for everybody.
I already know what she's going to think, right? So I don't need to hear that.
If I wanted them to know, we'd have been talking about it as a group.
Yeah. Let me have my moment, right? I'm gonna talk to her because she's gonna let me have my moment. And when I get some common sense, then I'm gonna fill you in after my sense has come back to me, and then we all gonna be good, right? I think you have different levels and different placements, and you have to know your friends, and you have to know your friends' personalities too, right? There's some friends or there's some situations I've been through where maybe I was offended, but because I know the person, it just wasn't enough for me to have a conversation about. It wasn't enough for me to end the friendship. It just was, I know how she is. And so, okay, whatever, I'm going to let that go, right? I think repeat offenders, I think intentional acts is where you start getting into that, okay, we need to have a conversation about like, I'm not good with this. This was a deal breaker for me. You hit something, right? It was below the belt. That felt mean. That didn't feel like constructive criticism or care or, you know, concern. It felt mean. It felt
Apple, let me ask you a question then. What is the difference between what you're saying and somebody who's just overly sensitive? Because let's be clear, this generation or the people in it, they cry about everything. Everything is, oh my God, I need to talk to my therapist. You hurt my feelings.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be like, as adults, you know what you can say to someone, and you know when you're being malicious with what you're saying. You know. Right. And then there are other times when you may say something and you really have no ill intent, you know, to be malicious toward that person, but every, you know, thing that comes out of your mouth, their feelings are hurt. They're feeling judged. They're feeling like, oh my God. And you're like, dude, all I said was blah, 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 blah. Did you not just ask my opinion? Now you're mad at my opinion. Like, do you understand? There are overly sensitive people.
So here's the thing. I can't have overly sensitive friends. If I find that somebody is like if I have to tiptoe around you, then it's not that we're not cool. It's not that there's beef. It's that you can't be in my circle, right? Because I need to be able to pour out. So my friend group that's here, right? We have a saying. One of our friends, we always go over her house, and this is where we drink wine and we do our thing, and we call it the safe space. Her deck outside is our safe space. Like we get out there, and her man goes in the room, and he's like, "Oh, here they go yakking again." And he go in the room.
He's sick of y'all.
We get oh, girl, he's so sick of us, but he loves us, right? And so, because he knows that we got her back. You know what I'm saying? And so we get the bottles of wine and we go out there and we put on the music and we cry and we talk and we laugh and we talk shit and we laugh and we cry
That's
and whatever
beautiful.
it is. You know what I mean?
That's beautiful.
And so and I realize everybody doesn't have that, but I value those women. I value that space. I know when I need something, I can go there. I can hit the group chat right now and be like, Friday, I need a night. And everybody gonna be like, cool. I'm bringing bottles, I'm bringing food, I'm bringing this, and we're gonna go and we're gonna do that. But none of us are overly sensitive in that group either. We've had to have some very hard conversations. And I don't think we would have gotten to the level of closeness that we are if we couldn't have those conversations, right? It would be a very surface level friendship. And I don't want surface level. I don't want you to be mean, but I do want you to tell me the truth. And I think there's a difference. You can keep it real with me without hurting me. You can keep it real with me without hitting below the belt. And that comes with emotional maturity. That comes with growth and understanding. That comes with just general care and concern. You can't say you love somebody, friend, relationship, whatever, and then constantly seek to hurt them, right? This is my opportunity to tell you off. No, it's not. Because in my heart, you're going to get this other side of me. So let's be real.
But also disagreeing with them, people take that as you hurting their feelings. So that kind of is a strike. Just and it's like, yeah, it's like just because I disagree with you, or just because I'm not, it does, right? Just because I'm not siding with you does not mean I love you any less. I just don't feel that, you know, what you're saying is whatever. You asked my opinion, here it is. You know, so in that aspect, like that, again, it's a lot of deciphering and decoding when you're dealing with people, because you got to figure out who's who and what's what. And it, like Apple said, like if you have that friend, you know, to where you're very good friends, you've been friends for a long time, but every single time you say something, their feelings are hurt, or you, even when you didn't say anything mean, it was still mean to them, or, you know, you're being mean, or you're judging me, or my feelings are hurt, whatever the case be. Like, I'm not apologizing in every freaking conversation.
You can't, because
those people become surface level. They become, like I said, they become surface level friends.
Yeah.
Right? When it's like that. And here's the thing, and if they have any common sense and everything that I'm saying is hurting your feelings, then maybe you need to evaluate why you keep coming to me. Like if I'm not intentionally being hurtful, because the onus goes to the person also. If you don't like the way that I think, I'm not the friend for you, right? Like fundamentally, like at a very core level, if you don't like the way that I think and everything that I say to you is a problem, am I the friend for you?
Exactly.
And it's okay that I'm not. You were going to say something, Adrienne.
One, I have a video keyed up that talks about that, right? With friendships. Like, what can I get out of this conversation? Is it gonna elevate me? Is it gonna increase my life with, you know, knowledge, growth, financially? What, you know, out of that relationship? Because that is important, right? People are quick to say, well, that's just my friend, but why? What is it that you're getting from that friendship? Is it comfort when you need it, right? Is it guidance when you need it? Is it motivation that pushes you to do more because you see that friend is like out there grinding, and you like, you know what, I gotta get it too, because they getting it, right? So like, what are you getting out of that friendship? Now I'm at a space, also at a place in my life too, I'm very intentional with my friendship. It's tit for tat, what can you do for me type thing. Can you buy this? Can you buy? It's not anything like that. But what can I get out of that friendship? What value can that friendship add to my life? Or is it taking away? Is it depleting me? Is it pulling my energy every day? I don't want those kind of relationships. I don't want those kind of friendships at all. It's a no-go. So does it mean my circle is going to get even smaller? I already had a small circle because one, I'm an only child. I got trust issues. I just been burnt by,
Yeah,
so many
been there,
people
done that.
I thought were my friend, right? Who loved
Mm-hmm.
me. And it's like now I'm like watching everybody. I'm like, okay, you know what? This circle is going to get very small, or it may come to, as you mentioned, surface level friends.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And it's okay to have surface level friends. I also used to have this whole no new friends type thing. I done kind of got away from that because sometimes the new friends come out to be better than the old friends
You ain't
because
never
the old
lied.
friends get complacent in that relationship, and it
That's
just is
right.
just a constant thing, right? No
Mm-hmm.
value add, no nothing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I
Mm-hmm.
am now in a space where I'm open to new friendships because some of those friendships may be on a personal level, some may
Mm-hmm.
be on a business level.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but when it comes to those relationships, now I'm open to them. I didn't used to be. I'd be like, oh, new friend, get somebody else to do
So, on the subject of surface level friends, I want to transition, and I think this is a good time to tap into girl code. So, I pulled something up and I want to read it so we can all kind of, for those who are watching, we may have some younger viewers watching. I want to read the definition. So, girl code refers to a set of unwritten rules for how women interact with one another. These codes encourage women to uplift and empower each other rather than tear each other down. So that is the definition of it. A lot of times we think about girl codes, and I'm going to read some. I'm going to read some of these rules. So with girl codes, a lot of times we automatically go to, if I'm your friend, you don't sleep with my man. You don't sleep with my man. You don't sleep with my ex. You don't even sleep with the guy that you know I like.
Yeah,
You
I
just
agree.
you just don't do it, right? That
I
those are
agree.
things that you don't do. You don't go behind my back, and be
100%
shady
about
and
that.
do things and try to be slick. That, like, those are things we don't do. I feel like that should be but guys be like bros before hoes. So I mean, I don't know. Guys are different, but I feel like that it's not just girl
So
code. I feel like
different.
some stuff is just basic human, again, decency,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like who
Okay,
raised you?
so here goes some. I'm going to read them, but I'm not going to read there's quite a few of them. So don't steal each other's boyfriends. We talked about that. Share your
Mhm.
tampons, even if you're frenemies. So, you know,
What?
so this one refers to, you find
I
yourself,
got
you out
one.
and about, and let's say your monthly comes on, surprise, right?
Mhm.
I think the older we get, the less like sometimes I look at the calendar and be like, oh shoot, it's tomorrow, right? Because you're not thinking, you're just going about your day and you're so used to getting it. You kind of know when you're supposed to, but you also are just not keeping track. So I think that's what that's referring to. So if you see a girl, she's in the bathroom and she comes up to you, hey sis, you got one on you? Oh yeah, here, no problem.
But you threw the word frenemy.
I'm reading what it
So
says.
she needs help, right? It
They're
may not
saying
be
girl
somebody
code.
who,
It's saying help another woman no matter what in that
even if y'all
situation.
don't get along.
Lynette is like, absolutely not. I'm gonna let you bleed everywhere.
Here's the thing: I won't have to worry about
Lynette
that
is
one
like,
because I'm
absolutely
gonna have a
not. Sis, if
tampon.
you in front of me, you on your own, and you better have your quarter ready, and you better hope the bathroom has what
I
That
you
one
wish you
need.
doesn't.
well. I
That one
wish
is
you
an
well.
NA for me. That one is an NA for me because I don't see those
Okay,
anymore. So I'm not gonna be
that's
walking
fair.
around with a tampon.
That's what.
I wish you
So
well.
that's fair too. I'm gonna keep going down the list. Let's go. Okay. Be an epic wing woman after a breakup. Don't make her choose between you and her
Okay.
partner. Let her know when her bra strap is showing. Some of these are just very basic, kind of immature. Listen,
Mhm.
don't drive away
Girl.
till she's in her house. Avoid talking poorly of women you don't know. Be her hype girl. Be her Instagram boyfriend.
I'm so sorry.
So
The who down?
This
Run that
one,
back.
so the definition of this one says we all know men just don't. Okay, I get it. Be her Instagram boyfriend in the sense of take the damn picture. If I give you my phone and I say take a picture, girl, take a picture. I'm talking about lean it back. If after you, matter of fact, I had this the other day with a friend of mine. We were at a party. I was working, and I was like, girl, let's get this picture real quick. Let's get our selfie before we start getting into the function, right? So she goes,
Right.
okay. So then she says, can you take a picture of me with my phone, right? I said, yeah, no problem. So where she was standing, there was like a is it called a sconce? There was like a sconce light behind her. You know what I'm talking about? Like one of them lights.
And
right?
it was impacting the lighting.
It was impacting. So it was creating like a streak across her face, right? So I took the picture and I'm like, streaks coming across your face because I'm not a hater and I want her picture to be cute, right? So I said, scoot in a little more. So she scoots in. So what I noticed was no matter how she scooted, it was still doing it, which tells me it's me. So I did the, like lean back to, you know what I'm saying? To make sure that the lighting wasn't in her picture. So I think that's what this is saying. Men don't know your angles. You know what a woman is supposed to look like, and you pretty much know the look a woman is going for in a picture. Take the picture and don't be a hater.
I hate asking people to take my picture.
Like, yeah, because they
okay, I get it now. I understand.
Oh my God, here, girl, let me take girl, let me take it real quick. And then you're like, dang,
and I'm counting it out. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Right, 1, 2, right. 3. You got my face freaking crazy. You got my tummy all out. Like, girl, like
you ain't tell me my shirt hanging sideways.
Girl, pocket all out. Is you a hater or not? Like, what are we doing here? So I think that's what that means. Check her location on the first date. Here's the thing. My sister always has my location, but there are times where, especially if I'm local, I may hit the girl chat and be like, boom, here's where I'm going. Here's the name. Here's the whatever. So I can feel that.
I do too.
Don't post a pic without her approval.
Yeah, totally. I agree with that because some people
don't
do that.
Post it without letting me know that I'm making a weird face or that I look like the whatever girl in the crew, the crazy girl in the crew, the big girl in the crew, the skinny girl, like whatever it is.
Okay, let's talk. Can we tap on that?
Let's pause. Let's do it.
Because I had a friend once who we're all corporate America type, chicks, and we also are heavy in the community. We got, a lot going on here in the Metroplex.
Okay.
So with her knowing that, and we're out and about together where, we already watching to see who got cameras because it's one of those moments where, we on some bald head stuff, right? We having a good time. We letting our hair down. We kicking it. Why would you go live on your page with some of the other girls, me and one or two of the other girls in the video? We cutting up, right? We having a good time, but we twerking. We can on your Facebook page. You went live. You don't even go live.
Yeah, that's a no.
I didn't understand that. You went
so
live.
Wait, what are you saying? Going live without asking people, is it okay to put them on live? Or
because so what she's saying is like they were cutting up. So these are all professionals who lose careers and everything else. And they are at an event cutting up, twerking, having a good time, right? Just
pulling shots out the bottle in the other
letting their hair down for a minute. So she goes live. For what reason?
So all the evidence is now being seen live and in real time.
After we all know
the corporate people that we are
got
SVPs, VPs, like
I got you.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we found out she had went live, because it was at that point, you can't erase it. It's live. They saw it live, right?
It's out there.
The most I could do was say, you got to go take that down.
Right.
But the damage is already done because one of the executives hit me up and was like, "Oh, you was kicking it, what now?" I'm like, "Oh."
So she went live and then she saved it?
Yes, but even going
Wow.
live, why?
I mean, that was bad enough, but then you save it, so it's just sitting there chilling, posted for anybody to be like, "Oh, what's this?"
What's
I
this?
don't
Yeah.
like and we got people in the community that we fundraise and all kind of stuff. Why
So
don't
what
you
was it? But like, what was the end result? Did it stay? Like, what was the end result? Did she take it down eventually?
Yeah, because one of my other friends who was we was out, it was a group of us. She was like, "Did you know such and such went live?" I was like, "No." I saw her recording, but we always have that. It's the recording is only for our little group, right? The
Yeah.
recordings don't
Right.
go outside of the group.
Right.
Okay.
And I'm thinking it's just our typical
She's
recording,
recording it, not live.
right, girl? You was cutting up. Look at this. But to go live, and then I didn't know. So when I got the information that hey, it's live, it's on Facebook, I did, but not before it wasn't seen because I was called out. I didn't go to her and I'm like, say, you gotta delete that. Like, would you put that on there?
Right.
Facebook. I was like, I wasn't thinking, girl, it wasn't that is major. You was not the one on the video.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
In her mind, it was like, well, we was just kicking it, girl. You can't be that.
So
dumb.
she went live, but none of the incriminating evidence had her in it.
Of course not. She's behind the camera.
Okay.
Correct. So
Yeah,
that
okay.
right there made me like,
100%.
watch you.
Yes,
Because
100%.
why would you do that?
Surface level, real level. I can't cut up with you going forward, right?
Right.
It's kind of like, so y'all know. So I'm in a sorority, right? And
Yeah.
it's kind of the same thing. Like people have stuff to lose. So if you're out and you guys are letting down your hair and you're kicking it and you're partying or whatever, I'm not gonna get you cutting up. I mean, we have a different set of situations, but I'm not gonna get you cutting up. I'm not going to intentionally put you in a position where you can lose things. Like some of these women hold really, really, really high positions.
Yeah.
Serious positions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so you have to be careful. Like, but again, you can't do that kind of stuff with everyone because everyone isn't, they're not ready.
I had a C
what else do they have on the list?
Level.
This is interesting.
So this one is funny. Ask before borrowing her clothes. Now here's the deal. I'm 44.
We don't do that. And
at my age, unless it's like my sister, my mama wouldn't, but my sister, my mama, something like that. First of all, for you to even have access to my clothes means you would have to be in my house, in my room, in my closet. And in order for you to get my clothes without my permission, that means you're a thief. So
yeah.
I don't know. I got an aunt who might see this, and she is notorious.
Like, let's not even talk about, listen, my sister, I'm gonna say this. She know what I'm talking about too. Took my shirt. We was kids. She took my shirt. She swears she didn't, but I know she did. And until the day either one leave this earth, I'm gonna say my sister took that shirt. My favorite black shirt. She know what I'm talking about. She gonna see this episode and be like, I can't believe you said that. I did because you did. No, but for real, I mean, you have to. I think this is more for younger girls, right? I'm reading the list of what they say is girl code, but I think that one is more for younger girls at our age. Yeah. I really can't see that even being an issue. Next one, don't compete with each other. We wanna. I feel like
some people have that undercover competition going on. I've seen.
Is it a competitive spirit? Some people are naturally competitive. So what is the difference between someone who's naturally competitive and a friend who is constantly competing with you?
Like they always got to one up. They always got to one up you. That's different. That's that one who's naturally competitive, or somebody
that's that harboring.
Yeah, or what goes back to what you said, what you guys were talking about earlier, where it's that person who is low key. They're not doing it, but they're kind of mimicking your life. I've had that
Mm-hmm,
happen to
mm-hmm.
me before, and it's crazy because
That's
a mutual
scary.
friend brought it to my attention. It was like, yeah, this is the same one that I told you interjected herself and so on and so forth. She literally was
Mm-hmm.
mimicking my life.
Mm-hmm.
Literally,
Mm-hmm.
literally. From what I went to college for initially, from when I had my first kid, from getting married, like the whole everything. And then when I was talking to a mutual friend, I was just like, I didn't even think about it like that. I'm thinking that there's enough room for all of us to be successful doing whatever,
Right.
even if it's the same thing, come up, be friend, whatever the case may be. I didn't look at it like that, but so many people brought it to my attention after that. And I was like, that's crazy, because I think that I'm just doing regular Lynette shit. I don't think I'm doing nothing any more
Mm-hmm.
special than anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And then to think that I have somebody, possibly allegedly, who's out there literally hating on me, and I never used to use the term hating when it came to me until that.
Mhm.
Like, you hate
Okay.
me, it's so bad that you're gonna hate on me to the point to where it's just extreme at this point.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then it ended up where it did. So yeah, that's a huge difference in somebody who's competing with everything. But even still, you got to be careful with that. What's the next one, Apple?
Well, hold on. So I want to tap on that. If it's
I can do that one all day.
competition, well, if it's competition to where we're elevating each other, okay, you gonna go get
Mm-hmm.
that.
That's accountability partner type stuff. That's a little
Right.
different than somebody who always got to one up you.
Right. Right.
Right,
Definitely.
right.
Okay. So the next one is this is a big one. Swoop in and rescue her if she's getting hit on by a creep. So we out. So we used to have this thing. We go out. We used to have a code, kind of, right? A
Mhm.
signal. So we're out and about, and first of all, we're out and about, and I see my friend cut. Let's say she goes to the dance floor with a guy, or she goes to whatever. My eyes, if I'm not also busy, my eyes are like,
Oh yeah,
what's
for
happening?
sure.
Mhm.
Right?
Yeah,
So there's a code. You know your friends. You got to look for that look. You either got to have a signal, like a bat signal, like a
Black.
something, right? Or it got to be you know what I mean? Something, some kind of code. But if you see your friend um, in a situation, if you see a woman, period, in a situation, it's clear she's uncomfortable. I saw this video. Was it on TikTok? There was a girl at the bar, and she's sitting at a bar, and there's two guys on the side of her, and they're talking to her, and she's clearly uncomfortable, and he's in her face, and she's trying to turn him down, and he's trying to hand her a drink. The drink that he handed her, he put something in it. There's a
Mm.
girl behind her watching the whole time. And so when he handed her the drink, and I'm trying to remember exactly how it went, the girl kind of swooped in like, oh, hey, girl, you ready? Whoop, whoop, whoop. And slid the guy back the drink and took the girl and walked her away from the guys. They didn't know each other. They became friends after that. And that's what the story says. They became friends
hmm
after that. But she seen the moment and she basically said, yeah, they tried to do that to me earlier. I saw him put something in your drink. So I came to come get you.
Mhm. Mhm.
They didn't know each other. This
Wow.
isn't
I
just your
Yeah.
I could see
friends.
I could
This
see me
is
doing that
random women. When you see another woman and it's
in
clear
distress.
that she's given the bat
Yeah.
signal for help because she's in danger or something is going on with a man, you go get her. You go get her,
Yeah.
you go
Right.
rescue her. Now, what she does after that, hey, listen.
That's on
But in
her.
that
Yeah.
Yeah.
moment, I'm gonna make sure you good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the next one, this is kind of stupid. Help decode text.
What?
So for every
Help to
text a man
decode the
sends a
text.
love interest. Yeah, it says for every text a man sends a love interest, there are at least two girls to decode it, right? Help your close friends format the perfect responses and spicy emojis. So she meets a guy, she likes, like, basically help her not be a lame. He sends
I've
something,
done that
girl, what
before. I'd be
should
like,
I
girl, give me a
say?
call.
I've done that.
I've done it, but you got to be
I've
careful
done
who you
that.
do that with. You can't do that with everybody, because everybody don't have your.
I think this
Well,
Again,
is for your
them
I think
surface
this is
level
for your
friends.
actual friend. But here's the
Yeah.
thing, you wouldn't know unless you were my actual friend and I trusted you like that.
correct.
Right.
Yeah.
And generally,
Exactly.
that's my sister. So I like a guy and I'm like, oh girl, he just said blah blah blah. Help me come up
Mhm.
with something cute to say, but I'm
Oh
at a
well,
loss for
yeah. Well,
words.
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So help me
That's a
figure out how
thing.
to say something flirty without coming out corny. We've all done it.
Yeah.
We've
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
helped
Yeah.
and we've all
Many
needed the help.
times. And we'll probably do it again later.
And we'll probably do it again. 100%.
Right.
100%. Because I got a slick mouth. I'll be with the listen, don't come over here playing.
Tell me what the outcome you want.
Listen, don't come over here playing. You be all in love. Leave me alone. I'm telling you now. I'm telling you in a heartbeat, you better leave me alone.
Yeah, let me know what outcome you want.
Right. Like, what are we going for here? Okay, next one. Back her stories up. Back her up. Whatever.
I mean, yeah, I guess so. If I'm lying, you lying. Just let me know what I'm lying about.
She tells her mom she's sleeping over at your house, but she was actually out. I don't want to encourage that. Let me switch that. Not her mom. Not doing that. If there's a young girl happening to listen to this, do not lie to your parents.
Yeah.
Do not lie to your parents.
Not a good idea.
We're not encouraging that.
Listen, I got a whole nother episode for a reason why you should not lie to your parents and go somewhere else. Just don't.
Just don't do it.
And here's the other thing. I don't even know. I'm in a space now where I don't even want to encourage my friends to lie to their men. So this one for me, here's the thing. I'm going to back you up. I'm not going to encourage it.
I'm going to say this. It's situational. It's situational because again, I'm not going to tell you to lie to your parents. I'm not going to tell you to lie, to your dude, your man, your husband, whatever. But let's hypothetically say we're all three of us are out. And, some dude is trying to talk to somebody and all of a sudden we become lesbians because he's just not it. Fuck it. I'm going to back you up. We're going to be in the fuck love. You understand me right now? I'm going to propose to you and everything in front of him. Huh? That's a different type of lying and backing her up.
Like, no shade to
those on the person.
Hold on, let me say, no shade to those who are. It's just that threw me off when you said it.
I will never be politically correct.
I know.
Record that.
I know.
But this is what has been said, and this is what people say. Right. It is what it is.
Right, 100%.
It's been a thing that happens in the club all the time. 100%. Where you walk up to your girl, and people have done this many times. Walk up to you like, "Hey, this is my girlfriend." This is something that has been done. I didn't just make this up. Get out your feelings.
The way I see backing up her story again. Here's another
who you could be riding for.
Right.
The guy was trying to prove to his girlfriend that her friends would lie to her. So he calls the friend. He calls the friend, and he calls a friend from his phone. The girlfriend's sitting next to him. So he's like, "Yeah, hey, have you seen Adrienne?" And the girl, and so let's say it's y'all two, right? So the guy is like, "Hey, Lynette, have you seen Adrienne?" And Lynette's like, "Yeah, she's right here." But Adrienne is sitting next to him in the car. And the guy is like, "Oh, she is? Yeah, because I've been looking for her all day. Oh, she's been here all day. She's been asleep. She said she wasn't feeling well. So, she sleep on the couch right now. But I'm going to let her know. that you call when she gets up, and I'll make sure she gives you a call back. Everything good? You good?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm cool. It's unusual. I haven't heard from her for hella hours or whatever. So I'm just trying." She's like, "Oh, nah. Yeah, she came here. She wasn't feeling good after work. She came here." I mean, homegirl had a whole
story.
The whole story. And the girlfriend is sitting in the passenger seat cracking up because no matter what, her friend got her back. And the dude is like, "See, I told you y'all be lying for each other."
I was just about to say that right there though. So let me tell you, the girlfriend, the friend, that ain't cool because you already know I got your back. But now you done put me in a situation to now this nigga don't
trust me. Now he don't trust me. So whenever we say we doing something now, he's gonna be like, "Oh, y'all lying."
Questioning it.
You put me in a
really, it made a funny TikTok, Instagram, whatever it was, where I seen it. But at the same time, she messed herself up, right?
Yes.
He ain't never gonna trust y'all. And that's why I said, I don't want to be the friend or the sister where, you know what I'm saying, you feel like I'm lying every time I say something, but at the same time, I'm gonna have her back no matter what.
Yeah, that's kind of where I am with it. In a situation.
It all depends on who it is.
And then there's that. And then
here's the thing. I don't deal with friends that be in the shenanigans. So if there's a reason why, If there's a reason why you're not telling him the truth, more than likely it's a dangerous situation. More than likely it's a real reason why this is happening, right? We're not young anymore. I don't want to be in your marital problems. I don't want to be in the middle of that. If you mad and you need space, you need to tell him you're going to take space and go do what you do. You know what I mean? But don't put me in a position where now I can't come over. Now I can't, he don't want me around because he feels like I'm a liar.
Right.
Well, and not just that with a relationship. Like, don't put me in a compromising situation to where I gotta quickly get off the cuff, because I had it was a cousin, right? She was notorious for, I put you down as a referral. They're gonna be calling you, say I put you down as a referral for a job.
Oh, I ain't gonna lie, I got your back on that.
But girl, I don't know. You got to give me some more information. Like, what was the time period?
Like I said, if I'm lying, you lying. Just let me know what we lying about.
We just don't go with it because here's the reality with the job situation. It's a little bit different. I'll be your supervisor, your coworker, your mentor, the director of whatever. Because at the end of the day, they can only ask so many questions anyway.
Exactly.
Well, sometimes they get a little bit on those phones and ask what they want.
And I would be like, and you know very well that I cannot answer that question.
Mm-hmm.
What's next? What's next? Mm-hmm. I think with the job thing, I get your point, but I do think with the job thing, there's ways around something like that. So I'm gonna run through this because we are coming up on time. Never slut shame another woman. Nah.
You know what? Next.
I don't know.
Yeah.
If I don't like you, your ass is a slut, you're a slut.
If it is what it is, if the shoe
is what it is.
Wear it.
Call a spade a spade.
If you're my friend, maybe not. She's just having a good time. She's having a good time. I'm gonna tell her, but I ain't gonna say it out loud.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If I don't like you, all bets are off. You're a whole slut.
Right.
Right.
She embarrassing me. I'm gonna be like, girl.
Yeah, get it together, baby. Get it together. If you see a drunk woman leaving a bar, offer to call her a cab.
Yeah, of course.
I'm probably gonna help.
Why wouldn't you?
Because
here's the thing. I mean, I would. I feel bad, and I would hate to know that something happened to her. She got killed or raped or something like that. When all I had to do was simply make a call to help. It doesn't kill anyone to be a good scenario.
But is that safe either, though? On the heels of these Uber drivers, and first of all, I'm not putting you in a cab. Nobody can track a cab. Now, I may call an Uber for you because you got to give a PIN code.
Is that list a little outdated? Because we do talk Uber and Lyft these days. I haven't heard anyone say cab in a minute.
Who can I call in your phone?
Actually, no, it's not out. It's not outdated because in the description it does say call a cab or an Uber.
Okay. So I'm about to say, ain't nobody.
Maybe if you're in like a city like a New York or Chicago or somewhere where cabs are still
I'm from the country. I'm like, girl, who your people? What your
people? Yeah, that too. But listen, on the hill, sometimes we go out by ourselves. Sometimes nobody will go. And we're grown, and I might just go by myself. But also, when I go by myself, I'm not getting. There's no way that I'm getting overly tipsy or overly anything to where I won't be able to.
I know my limits.
Function 100%. Help her move when she needs it.
I'll call her moving company.
Like. Baby, I'll come pack a box.
Matter of fact, I got a couple of options I can send you.
That means a couple of different things. I can call you a moving company. They will come and they will pack you all right on up and put you right up on the truck. That's what I do.
Because the way this sciatica and this L5 is set up back here, honey, I can barely help myself move. Like I don't even help me. I can't do it.
I love you, girl.
Not because I don't want to, sis. I can't. Yeah, literally.
I'll organize and orchestrate the whole thing. So yeah, okay.
Babe, I might even help you. You might be going through some struggles, baby. I'll pay for your move. I help you on the move, baby.
That part. So the next one, always support each other. Self-explanatory. Don't Irish goodbye at the club without her. So let's read the description. Whether it's a late night out with friends or a double date, never leave your friend behind without saying goodbye. Let her know if you're leaving and make sure she gets home safe.
Well, yeah.
Okay. So I didn't know what an Irish goodbye was, so I needed to read the description on that. So I guess it's when you leave and you don't say nothing.
Is that similar to then going Dutch? You pay.
No, that means that you got to pay it separately.
That means y'all he pay, you pay. Yeah, Irish goodbye. It seems based on this, Irish goodbye is you leave and you don't tell nobody that you're going. You just cut, and that's it. Or you don't make sure that they're good. So I'm a skip really quick to make sure they don't repeat this. I also take that as we come together, we leave together. Or if we don't leave together, but if we don't leave together, I know where you're going, right? So sometimes I meet a friend at the club. Hold on. Because hold on, we outside. Well, me and Adrienne outside. We outside. So if we're outside, and let's say my guy, I don't have one right now, but let's say that I did, right? My man calls, right? Guy I'm talking to, situationship, whatever. We came to the club, and he like, come on, sis, I'm leaving.
You straight? So you straight?
So you can leave me. You good? You good, sis? You straight? You and everybody in my crew kind of understands that. Like, daddy call, we out.
But if it's just the two of you, I wouldn't do. And see, I can't. I wouldn't do that. I feel.
But
so
you gotta know your friends.
Right? You gotta know your friends. And if it's just two of us, then at that point it's like, hey, sis, I'm leaving. Are you coming with me? Are you leaving too? Because she's also grown. So she might be like, girl, no, I'm still having a good time. I'm a roll with so-and-so. The point of this, how I'm reading this and interpreting this, is the point of this is to make sure everybody's on the level before anybody leaves. We all
that's me and one of my homegirls is like,
because more than likely we drove separate cars. We drove separate cars anyway, right? So more than likely we're not together. We're not together anyway.
You know what? Mine is not so much the fact that I'm not outside today, but I've been outside before. And I think, again, I live in Los Angeles, so life is different down here.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, we're all in 3 different parts of wherever, but life is different down here. So down here, it's like, yeah, they're grown. And can you leave your friend? Yeah, but is it really a good idea? Is it really safe to do that?
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand what I'm saying? So again, it would depend on where you are, what you're doing, and that sort of situation. I'm not about to just be like, you grown, you good.
So here's my thing. If we took a girls trip, like in Vegas, absolutely not. I'm not leaving your side. You're not leaving my side. Like it, we not even doing that. I'm talking about if we're home. Like more than likely, whatever party I'm at, she know everybody. I know everybody.
Right.
So you good.
Well, if it's a party that's different, but if you're in like a club, for example, like out here, we go to Hollywood, we go
out
downtown.
Here, out here, parties are clubs. This isn't LA. There's like a couple of actual clubs, but out here, the parties are the club. Right.
Yeah.
It's interchangeable here.
And that's what I'm saying. It's different here. That's why I was like, my answer is what it is because of where I am. I get what you're saying, and as a matter of fact, I've been to a club out in Sac before near the Capitol. Mm-hmm. So it literally is what you said.
Somewhere that's that dangerous.
Huh?
What happened?
Why would y'all be going out to somewhere that's that dangerous?
Anyway? I think what she's saying is sometimes you go and maybe not the location is dangerous, but like what she's saying is in LA it's built a little bit different, and so because there's people coming in and out all the time. You don't really know what you're going to get on any night, right? And I would think that New York is probably the same way, or Chicago's the same way. Yeah. So I can see where she's coming from. When I think about this, I think about like, for instance, the places where I work, right? I can roll up to one of those, any one of these parties I can roll up to, and I'm going to run into people that I know, guys and girls, right? And people that will look out for me, even if I'm by myself. I can go sit at somebody's table. I can go whatever, because I've built relationships. And it's just a very smaller, in comparison to where Lynette is, it's a very smaller community, right? So it's a little bit different. So if me and one of my friends decide to go somewhere, and then, her guy calls, my guy calls, whatever the reason is, kid emergency, let's take men out the equation, kid emergency, whatever it is, she doesn't necessarily have to leave with me, and I don't have to leave with her, because more than likely we know multiple people there. Or I know that she's going to be able to get home safe. And it's like, all right, girl, let me know you made it. Text me when you get home. Text me when you get to your destination, because we grown, right? And more than likely we weren't riding together.
Or I'm like that, drop me your location.
Right. But I can see Lynette's point, though. If you're in a larger city, it operates a little different if you're in a faster paced, larger city. So I get that. Let's move on. Listen, I'm not doing this. I'm going to say this right now.
What?
I'm not doing it. Help her pee if her outfit requires it. I'm not doing it.
What?
I'm not doing it.
My best.
What does that even mean?
I'm absolutely not doing it. I don't know.
Next, because no.
So, okay, definition, just like a bride and her bridesmaids, also not doing it. Your latest outfit may require some backup. Sis, I'm gonna need you to come to the club or wherever we going with an outfit that allows you to pee. Now,
you mean like the bodysuits that snap at the bottom?
I need to watch out person.
90s? I'm not unsnapping your bottom. Now, I will help you zip up and zip down in the back.
Yeah.
That's the length of it for me.
I'm probably gonna be the watch out person, like not the outfit,
right?
But
listen, because if your drunk ass can't unsnap your bodysuit, I don't know what to tell you, homegirl. Like,
right?
I'm not. I'm sorry.
Like, girl, zip me up. Okay, hold on. Shit.
And if that makes me a bad friend, so be it. I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm not unsnapping you in that area. It's not happening. Okay. Next one. Oh, if a stall needs toilet paper, give her a heads up. Self-explanatory. Keep things confidential. Also self-explanatory. Celebrate milestones together. Always stick together. Those are self-explanatory. Never let a man come between your friendship.
Can I go first?
Yeah.
Sure.
I want to go first. Listen. So what I've seen a lot, not enough. You have, oh my gosh, should I be saying this on camera? Listen, if you get with somebody, and I'm just saying in general, don't go pushing your friends to the side because you got you a new bae, because your friends are always going to be there. Bae may not necessarily always be there. I'm just simply saying. And I'm being very careful with what I'm saying for a reason, because I'm not saying that you need to put your friends first. That is not what I'm saying. But don't all of a sudden pull a disappearing act, or I'll get to you when I get to you. It's only been 5 minutes. And then
hold on, though. I think there's two sides to that, because in a relationship, you have to bond. And so in the beginning, there is going to be, so I have a friend right now. Her relationship is still fairly new. When she got with him, her time with us, this is my sister circle I'm talking about. Her time with us kind of started being a little more sporadic because they're forming their relationship. We just have, now she did have some friends that kind of showed a little bit of irritation with that, like her other friend group. But I think we all understood this is a new relationship. You're forming, you're in the honeymoon phase. You want to be up under each other. You want to be in your bubble. You want to be,
my man.
Up under each other. Yeah, my man, right? It happens. That doesn't mean your friendship itself changes, but I do think that when you are in a new relationship, there is a period where things may be different in how you've operated with your friends. There's an adjustment phase for everyone. So
maybe I just know how to walk and chew gum. I don't know.
I don't think it's a walk and chew gum thing, no.
Again, I know how to balance that. Maybe that's not an everybody thing, and that's okay. Like, I don't know. I've never just, and I get what you're saying, but again, I've always balanced that. I've never just been like, okay, well, I'm gonna taper off from you because I gotta go hang out with new boo. I've never done that. Or every 5 minutes, or I don't talk to you for days. All of us, like, we talking steadily every day, or whatever the case may be. And then all of a sudden, days go by where you don't hear from me. Here's my thing. And this is maybe it's a Lynette thing. if I, in fact, am going to go through something like that, because that absolutely is changing the dynamic at this point. Doesn't mean it's good or bad. It just changes the dynamic. Maybe there's a conversation that needs to be had. I don't know. Nobody's saying don't go hang out with your boo and don't do this and don't do that. But again, I still think that there's a certain type of etiquette that you should have with your friends. Because if it doesn't work out with this guy and you've been honeymooning and letting everybody go over here and putting them to the side, as soon as he lets you go or you let him go or it doesn't work out, you try to run on back over to Lynette. I'm like, no, remember, you was over there busy with boo. You got to me when you got
But
to me.
I should be busy with boo. If I'm
And that,
should
no.
be busy with
Listen,
boo.
that's not what. Listen to what I'm saying. Be busy with boo, but again, that does not mean that you neglect everyone else around you. And I'm not saying that there needs to be a 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But if there's going to be a drastic change in the dynamic, something needs to be said. I'm sorry,
yeah,
maybe
you
that's
just my
me.
friend.
Well, then fuck it. Because at the end of the day, I don't do that.
You ain't paying no bill.
Okay,
Then
hold
go be
on,
friends.
hold
But at
on,
the end of the day,
time
I don't
out.
let I don't let my friends go for situations like that. And I don't push them to the side like, okay, it's whatever. I holler at you. It's not even that deep. Like, I know how to balance that. So I wouldn't do that to my friends. I just feel that it's not right. That's me. That's me. And I'm 46. I've been in plenty relationships and marriages. I don't do that.
Okay,
So
the definition that they gave for this particular situation is if there's a man that you're both looking to hook up with, which we've covered this before, never try to compete with him, never try to compete with each other for his attention. Instead, talk it out and find a way to come to a peaceful arrangement. Like, you both like him, and
that's
So
yeah, we
not even listen.
Yeah,
we'll be here all
doing
night
that.
talking about that one.
Yeah.
Next one, be a good listener. Give honest feedback when asked. Be open-minded. We kind of talked about that earlier. Don't spread rumors. Have each other's back. Take her phone away when necessary. In other words, don't let her drunk text her ex that she ain't got no business texting. She's finna do something stupid. She finna go off on her supervisor. She finna text that. Listen, this goes for a lot of things. Like, she's going off on her supervisor. She's finna text this ex. She's finna do something right on her phone that she cannot take back. Take her phone
she had
from
a
her.
red cup that night.
You know what I'm saying? There we go.
About a month or so ago.
Text her when you get home. We covered that. Defend her in a room she's not in. In other words,
major for me.
Yeah,
that's common sense. Okay. If you like a woman's outfit, tell her.
Yeah.
Like, I don't have no problem giving sense. I'll tell a girl in a heartbeat whether I know her or not. Girl, I like your shirt. Girl, your hair is cute. Girl, you look hella pretty. Like, I don't have any problem doing that. But I also think that in those moments you have to, that's an inner thing. Because in my mind, and not in a conceited way, in my mind, can't a woman compete with me? I'm okay with me. So because I'm okay with me, I don't have no problem complimenting the next woman or giving her her flowers. So don't let her walk home alone. Remember birthdays, holidays, and special occasions. We talked about that earlier.
Definitely.
Okay, dating siblings is off limits.
Because that can get weird. I mean,
Baby, you got a fine brother.
Is it?
Brother, uncle, cousin?
So here, up to your point. I didn't date a sibling. I dated a family member of an in-law. And not my blood, right? Not my blood. A family member of an in-law, right? Not my blood. And the first thing I said when we started talking was, this can either go great or this can go terribly wrong.
Right.
So before you come over here messing with me, you better be sure you know what you want. And in that situation, it did not end in a way that let me put it this way. Don't talk to me.
It ended in a less desirable manner.
Yeah, just I have nothing to say, right? I wouldn't say it's B, but I also have nothing to say.
Yeah.
Period. The end, right? Because I told you, right? Now, had it been for whatever, maybe that would be different. But I told you, and you came over here playing anyway. So don't speak to me.
We're done.
That's where it's at. So
That's fair.
I don't think it's off limits for the reason we're saying. I think it's off limits because I don't think it's off limits for the way that it appears in the initial statement. I think it's off limits because it can go great or it can go wrong, and it can just make things very awkward.
Exactly.
If it doesn't result in a long-term relationship, marriage, whatever. Okay. If you think her boyfriend is cheating on her, tell her.
Yes.
It depends.
And I don't care. No, because some people, and I'm gonna tell you, you're right, Adrienne. Girl, sis, we got telepathy. Every woman can't take that. And they might try to come back and turn around on you, or she gonna stay with his ass after you done had her back in the whole 9 yard and blah blah blah.
And listen, now you can't come over.
Sis, no. And I'm gonna tell you that happened. Listen, let me tell you what happened. I got a short story. Let me try to make it short.
Make it short because we gotta go.
Once upon a time, I had a cousin who had a boo, and her boo tried to come on to me. Well, what did I do? Of course, I got pissed off, like, this ain't it. So I went and told her. Do you know, not only did she stay with him, but somewhere in there, she kind of made it like, well, you guys have issues with each other. Bitch, I'm not lying. Are you stupid? Girl. What the hell? Like, and her and I didn't stop being cool because of that necessarily, but still deep in my spirit, I was like, you gotta be kidding me, because ain't no damn way. And this wasn't even just a come on. Like, this one was like, trying to like touch on my leg and all this other stuff. And I'm like, because we were in the car. And then we were in the house and he put his arm around me. And I'm like, hold on. No.
I got a story.
So
women gonna do what women gonna do.
Just real quick, because I was in a compromising situation. I had a friend who it was girl, guy, girl. I'm cool with all three. Girl number one, her and the guy used to sleep together. Back in the, we all knew each other.
Right.
That girl used to sleep with him. They stopped sleeping together. But then we all continued to hang out. Started sleeping with the other girl. And I'm knowing about you just slept with that girl for a period of time. Now you're sleeping with this one for a period of time.
So both girls were friends, Adrienne?
Yes. All four of us was friends. I stayed out of it. I didn't tell neither one of them.
That's a quadrilateral. I'd have left that alone.
I would definitely say in that situation, you stay out. So, excuse me. So really quick.
Go ahead.
Sorry. What am I doing?
Sorry. So really quick, and then we're going to wrap this up. When is it okay to break girl code? So when your friend is in danger, when you need to prioritize your well-being, when you've made a mistake, it says you're genuinely in love. So I don't know what that means, and we can tap on that in another episode. On the other hand, there are situations where breaking girl code is not acceptable, such as breaking your friend's trust, sabotaging your friend's relationship, lying or spreading rumors, gossiping about your friend, and that's kind of it. I think a lot of these things were very self-explanatory. I think when it comes to surviving friendships, what it really comes down to, girl code and friendships, is communication. It's being open with each other, being honest, not being malicious, and just don't be a crappy person. Like, let's just be for real. Like, a lot of this stuff is so self-explanatory. You don't need a rule book for it. You don't need a set of rules. It is be a good person.
Being a decent human being.
If you're a decent human being, if you are genuinely a good person, there's absolutely no reason that you should have challenges with girl code. Now, like I said earlier, there are situations where you got to evaluate where the friendships are, right? So when we're talking about guys, for instance, right? I'm never, y'all, my safe space, my sisters, that's without question, right? There's certain people where it's without question. I'm never going to go behind you. But when you're also in a small city like where I am, right? And this is a conversation I have with some of my female associates, friends, and other people, it's very hard, and especially at our age. I can't worry about your boyfriend from 10th grade. Like, I didn't even
Right.
live here. Like, I didn't know either one of y'all. I didn't live here. And I'm not meeting a guy and asking him about his history. And do you know every single woman I know? Like, it's just, it's
That's
It's
weird.
impossible.
unrealistic. It's
It's
unrealistic.
unrealistic and it's impossible. And when you are a decent woman and a decent man, like in any city, there's only a certain circle of
Yeah,
Hmm.
decent women and men. The pool is very small when you
true.
are professional and educated and dating at a certain level and you have things to lose and you're not just out here running with any old thing, right? And so
Hmm.
because of that, it becomes very convoluted. And I think while you want to respect girl code, you also have to evaluate where the relationship stands. Now, my thing is this: if you have to question it, then it's at least worth the conversation.
Right.
I
Be a
agree.
woman. If you really want to date this guy or you really want to date this person, because let's not disclude women who date other women, right? If you really want to date this person and you're questioning whether or not girl code is involved, have the conversation with your friend, right? I met a guy some years ago. I met a guy and we went on the first date and we were talking about people we had in common on Facebook. And it came out that and this is one of the girls in my sister circle, but we weren't as close back then. We were just kind of friends, but not like we are now. And he said, "Oh yeah, I noticed you know so and so." And I was like, "Yeah." And he said, "Yeah, we went for coffee. Nothing happened. Nothing physical. No kiss. No nothing." He was like, "But you know." And I said, "Okay." And I just so happened to be going to her house the next day for something else. I pulled her to the side and I said, "Hey, girl, you know so and so?" And she was like, "Yeah." I said, "Yeah, we went out on a date and he told me he knew you." I was like, "But I don't want to be standing in your house." You know
Right.
what I mean? Like
Yeah.
knowing
Yeah.
this information without having a conversation. And her exact
Hmm.
words were, "Girl, I think he would be perfect for you."
Hmm.
She was like, "There was nothing there for me, nothing at all."
Hmm. Hmm.
Now, here's the thing: me and him never worked out, but at the end of the day, I was woman enough to have that conversation. And she was woman enough to be like, "Oh, yeah, girl, that wasn't for me. He might be
Right.
great for you.
Right.
I hope y'all make it." This is one of my best friends now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I think when it comes to that, there
That's
are
respectful of you, though. That was good. That was good of you.
Hell yeah.
oh, because
That's
here's the
real
thing: I
grown
don't
up.
want to smoke. I listen. I got kids. I got a job. I don't got time for that. I don't have the mental space to be beefing with nobody about nobody dusty bald headed son. I just don't. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna have it.
Hello.
Yeah.
So if I feel like it's worth the conversation, I'm gonna have the conversation. Now there may be people where now I tend to be one of those people that has a little too much loyalty, even in situations where I don't need it. So I'm probably
Hmm.
always going to be the person that has a conversation. But I also understand there are circumstances where you just might not because it just, for what? Like
It's not necessary.
you couldn't even tell me what happened to me yesterday. You couldn't tell me what my kids'
Hmm.
names are. You don't even know, you know what I'm saying? Like why? Why? Right?
Yeah.
So I think you have to play each situation as it is. But when it's somebody that's clearly your friend, clearly your family, clearly your whatever, no, you don't go behind them. And I only drive home that point because when we think about girl code, unfortunately, we always relate it to men. But there are clearly many other circumstances where you have to look out for your sister. And when I say sister, sister as in women, right?
Hmm.
White, black, whatever it is, we have to look out for each other because it's dangerous out there. It just
Right.
is. And so if you see another woman and she needs help, you help her. If you see another woman and her crown is tilted, you help her and you straighten up her crown. I was watching, and I'm gonna close this out with this. I started watching Moonlighting, that old show with
Oh,
Bruce
nice.
Willis and
Mhm.
Sybil Shepherd. First of all, let me talk about how bad Sybil Shepherd was. She was gorgeous.
And
Her and
Aldro
what's
sang the theme song.
oh, did it? I didn't see. I didn't
I,
realize that. Who
yes,
was
I wouldn't be
the
Lynette if I didn't say that.
Susan Sarandon? Is that her name?
Hmm.
Susan Sarandon, the other lady. She's not on Moonlighting. But I was thinking about just 80s glamour. I was like, these were some bad women.
Yeah.
They
Diane
were.
Carroll, like white, black, whatever. Joan Collins, like, good Lord. Like when I look back now, they look so much older to me then. But when I look back now, I'm like, God, these were some beautiful, like women. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just women.
Yeah.
Anyways, my point was, um, first episode, she's losing everything. Her business managers ran off with her money, and her butler says to her this line, and I was going to use it as a tweet this morning, I forgot, but he said, "You know, you have a very pretty chin, Maddie. Try to keep it up." And
Oh.
so I want to, as we close this, relate this to any woman that's watching this. You are beautiful. You are gorgeous. You have a very pretty chin, sis. Try to keep it up. Don't let this world get to you. You know what I'm saying? And if you
Mhm.
see another woman, help her. If her chin is
Mm-hmm.
down, lift it up for her. If her crown is tilted, straighten it up. Right. So
Right.
those are my final thoughts for this episode. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I want to thank Adrienne Necole and Lynette for joining us today. And so we're going to lift our glasses, raise our glasses, and we will cheers.
Yes.
And we will see y'all in the next episode.
Cheers.